How does that happen? Well, that's not good. Rest in peace. So it'll be a pretty light week this week. I've had family in town, so haven't really had much time out here in the garage, which is totally fine, but see what we can do. So now we're at the junkyard, try and find some parts for the truck. Looking for a different grill, looking for just stuff in general. So see what we can find. Show you kind of guys what I'm looking at here. All right, so I'm at the row of Chevys. Let's see if we can find some S10s in here. Should be a handful. Let's take a look. Look at this thing. S15, I wish I had the grill on it. In Idaho, they got rid of emissions testing. So it's kind of interesting that this showed up. From what it looks like, it's either 72, 73. Chevy van. Let's see. 73. So yeah, they had all the emissions testing stuff in here, the computer and whatnot, and then the probe came out and you parked up next to it. And that's when you got your emissions testing done. Whatever many miles this thing has on it. Old interior. It's at 5,400. 5,400 miles, my guess is that's rolled over a couple times, judging by the brake pedal. Judging by the brake pedal, that's not an accurate 5,400 miles, probably 254,000. Still a pretty cool piece to see it. Let's keep going. The day off, found this thing. Took the measurements. Should fit perfect on my truck. Wouldn't mind locking up some tools on my truck. But I found this thing, so I think I'm gonna snag it. Got a friend of mine coming over. He's gonna help me load it up. Score. Well, I made it back from the junkyard. That was long and hot. Found a toolbox camper shelf for the shop truck. I'm so excited. Mr. Appliance are going away. I'm thinking it's gonna say Drake's Garage on it and phone number, all that good stuff. Or I'm not gonna do a phone number so I don't get spammed everywhere. But I figured I can put Drake's Garage on it. Kind of advertise the channel and the Instagram. But I think it's a total score. Kind of let me give you a tour of what I found. So open this up, I've already unlocked it. There's the inside. I had to remove the tailgate when I was moving it. There it is. There's the inside of it. This thing opens, and when that side compartment opens, you have access to the inside. There's some shelving in there. I might even remove that and redo it. This side is an open toolbox. I'll show you that. But what a score for 50 bucks. Can't go wrong with that. Mr. Appliance. Goodbye. There it is. It doesn't fit it does not fit perfect. I'll explain that why here in a second, but something that we can definitely deal with. Already unlocked it. I can even build some shelves on the inside for drills, wrenches, sockets, you name it. Even might put a little generator in here, who knows. But what a score. Definitely stoked about that. It's ugly, it matches the truck, and with those big tires on there, definitely kind of adds to it. Let me show you why it does not line up perfect. If you come over here, there's definitely a gap right there. It's not pushed up all the way, and the reason for that is right here. So it's just too wide to fit in between the taillights. But I think we can actually tap this in and make it work. The reason I think that is that's where the mount was for the tailgate, so the tailgate can go up and down. Remove that. I can remove the mount. They're on both sides. But if I remove the mount and I remove the rubber cushion for that and the latch, I think we can probably make it work. Pretty darn close. Might as well, since I tell you, kind of interesting, since I'm running a Oldsmobile Bravada taillight, there's no actual mounting holes on pickup trucks for these holes, but there is some for the Bravada. But yeah, once I remove material there, it should slide forward. That extra 4 or 5 inches should sit flush. It's just ugly enough to match the truck. I'll show you the front of it. But I think it kind of matches the vibe of it being a shop truck, work truck. Okay, so a few hours went by. I really pushed myself at the junkyard. It's like 100 degrees out today. I felt really, really ill for about 6 hours. I think I just pushed myself a little too hard. And the issue I had was, since I just lowered the truck down, as soon as I put this camper shell on it, it actually squatted the truck down another inch. So not only did I do an inch lowering block a couple days ago, having that camper shell dropped it another inch, so a total of 2 inches. So these were rubbing real bad. Let me show you. When I was driving, it was rubbing the tires so bad right here that I was actually smoking out the road. You can see it's just about on top of that plastic part. Let me go to the other side, maybe we might see it better. Here's the other side. I mean, you can just see it's glossed over and a little bit of rubber is missing right here because it was rubbing the inner fender real bad. So what happened was when I was driving home, it was rubbing so bad that I was smoking out the road. I pulled off, and what I did was I actually unbolted the bed from the frame, shoved screwdrivers in there, and then re-tightened all the bolts. So the bed lifted up about that much. I think I got 1 screwdriver left. Let me show you kind of what I did on that. Let's go underneath driver's side. Where is it? There it is. So what I ended up doing on this side was I loosened up the rear bolt. See right there? Maybe you can see it. Loosened up the rear bed bolt. Took that one out, shoved that screwdriver in there. It lifted it just enough. That's probably 1/4 inch. Probably lifted that area total, maybe 1/8 of an inch. But you know what? It got me home, and I'm not gonna complain about that. So I was on the side of the road probably 3 times total during all that. Took me about probably 1.5 hours to go 3 miles. I was pretty beat, pretty worn out. So what I wanna do now is I wanna measure on the truck, taillight to taillight, get a measurement there, close the doors, get a measurement from the outside, and it'll let me know how close I'm gonna be. Roughly on the nose, 54 inches. Close this. It's 54 1/4, but I think I can make this work. Broke my tape measure. It recessed all the way in there. How does that happen? Well, that's not good. And you're fired. Well, now we're gonna open up a tape measure and see what it looks like. See if I can fish that through. This is not gonna work. Glad I got my measurement. Time to open it up and know that this will never go back together correctly. I'm all about giving you guys content, but, oh, okay. Oh, it broke. And there's your culprit. That's why it broke. Just slammed up against itself so many times that it came off. Rest in peace. So let's remove this one. We'll remove this, remove that, and see where we're at. Quarter inch of B. Other side. Now what I want to do, loosen up that clamp over there. There's one over there. Loosen up that strap, see if we can shove this thing back. Lift it. Since these struts are bad, always carry some vice grips on you. And if you need them for this, they're available. Okay, so I shoved it back a little bit. You can see this side is just about perfect. Okay, come over here to the other side. Look at that overlap. So there's my quarter inch difference right there. So I do need to cut it down a little bit, just a smidgen. Thanks for watching this episode. We got the camper shell on the truck. In the next episode, we're gonna get it fitting right. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. Next episode, we're gonna get this thing hopefully fitting perfect. So stay tuned for that. Thanks everybody, bye-bye.